In this unprecedented time of uncertainty, are you a consumer of everything that's going on, or are you a creator? Hi, this is Grant Herbert, international influencer and sustainable performance coach. And this week, I want to start a conversation with you around your response to COVID-19. You know, there's no doubt, right around the world, we are all facing this pandemic in our own way. There are things that have happened in my life, in my business, in my family, which weren't there a few weeks ago, a month or so ago. So as we've come out of talking about productivity and talking about our priority management, our environment management, and our energy management, we're all finding that those three things have changed quite a bit. You know, things that we took for granted before are now priority. Our environment is one of lockdown, of borders and boundaries and change. And our energy is being consumed, particularly our mental energy, by fear, by frustration, by uncertainty. So what I want to do is I want to start having a chat over the next few weeks and be here to answer questions and for us to move from a mindset of fear to a mindset of faith, to move from being a consumer to being a creator. Now, I have no doubt in my mind, in my heart, that we'll get through this, that COVID-19, the coronavirus, is something that we are navigating and we will come out the other end. And there'll be a lot of changes and there'll be a new normal and there'll be a lot of things that we used to do a certain way that we've found a new way to do. So whilst I'm not in any way going to lessen what's happened and what continues to happen in people's lives and indeed the loss of life all around the world, what I'm going to do is help you to do what I've needed to do, and that is to focus on what I can control. And what I can control is what I allow to go in and what I allow to believe and what I allow myself to think about, to self-talk about, to dialogue with others about, and that's what I'm going to focus on. See, I haven't been given a spirit of fear. I've been given a spirit of faith and a spirit of a sound mind, and so have you. Using what I know around positive psychology, around neuroscience, and particularly in this instance around emotional intelligence, what I want to do over the next few weeks is help you to navigate being able to come out of the emotional brain and bring it back up into the logical brain so that instead of making fearful decisions, we're making faith-filled decisions. So what I'd love you to do is get involved in the conversation. I'd love you to throw some comments. I'd love you to send them in if you like to support@grantherbert.com. Some questions. Follow me on Instagram @GrantRHerbert. Follow me in Facebook, wherever it is that we connect, and ask your questions, because I want to make sure that I do what I do as a leader in this field around the world to help you to navigate to the other side of COVID-19. You know, last night I worked with a client in India, 100 of their top leaders, and we're all connected using a Zoom call. I normally get on an aeroplane and fly over there and work with them. However, that's not available right now. So I had to pivot to doing that in a different way. And was it unusual? Yes. For them in particular, you know, they're interacting with me and they've got to turn their cameras on, and, you know, people aren't used to working from home and they're not used to using things like Zoom, so they're not understanding that we could see everything that you're doing and all those things that are happening. So it's a transition period. But what I help them to do is I help them to understand that it's time to pivot. It's time to not only focus on survival, but to focus on the growth that will come on the other side of COVID-19. So step one is to take control on our thinking, to take control on what we allow our self-talk, our inner dialogue to rehearse, and to be able to take those thoughts captive, which are fear-based, and to be able to bring up the thoughts of, hey, we're going to get through this because these are the things in my life that I've already gotten through. You know, you've got your own story and I've got mine, and there are many things that I've navigated in my life, things that were life-threatening that I've come out this side of, and that I've flourished from and I've grown from. And I know you've got the same things. So what we want to do is we want to be able to exercise that voice that wants to help us to understand that we can. That voice of personal power that says, hey, you've got everything within you and around you for you to get through this. You can do this. Rather than that small voice that wants to hold you back, that's fearful, that's worried, that catastrophizes and looks at the worst case scenario. Now, I'm not in any way thinking that anyone's perfect at this, and that's not the goal. I mean, I still have doubts. I still have things that crop up. But what I'm able to do by exercising the strategies I'm going to work with you on over the next few weeks is I'm able to take that captive quickly. I'm able to flip from being down in the emotion, get back up into the logic, and find and create a solution moving forward. See, every single one of us need to create a new normal. Every single one of us need to create things, whether it's in our business, whether you're still at school, whether it's in your family life, whatever it is, you need to create a new way of doing things. Like for most of us, working from home, being on lockdown, whatever it is. That's going to teach us new skills. Stay with me over the coming weeks. I'll do what I can to encourage you, to give you strategies, to give you the benefit of my experience from working with thousands of people all around the world just like you. So make sure that you subscribe if you haven't done that yet. Go to my website, grantherbert.com, and there's an opportunity to join the conversation. So every week we will send to you a copy of my video, whatever it is for you, and you can come on this journey with me. I just want to be a part of your support team. I want to just be there to be your big voice when you need some encouragement, when you need some support and some accountability. Well, that's it from me for this week. Join me again next week where we will continue this conversation and I will help you to develop new strategies so that you can go from operating out of fear to operating out of faith, where you can go from being a consumer to being a creator. I look forward to taking you on the journey. I'll see you then.